there's also issues of from my observation too, amongst Igorots, like uh, there's like inner municipal, like there are issues amongst different groups. Like, say for example, I
Mhm.
live, I'm from Basal, and I'm from Sagada.
Oh, right.
Like there's, like, and even though we come together, when it comes down to things, sometimes they just naturally butt heads, just because their families have been doing that to each other all the way back in the Philippines. So they come over here. It only takes one misunderstanding, and then that stereotype becomes real, you know. And kind of like goes back to what Kenneth was saying about his mom. Like, oh, I think a lot of it. She was saying, I think a lot of those maybe her racism, it extends to her experience of what she's seen.
Right.
With her coworkers. So amongst Igorots, it's like, if I'm from Basal and then someone Sagada, or vice versa, if I'm from Sagada or someone Basal does something to me that makes me feel like those stereotypes are true, then man, there's more like gasoline on the fire, And I've seen that amongst organizations.
The problem is that stereotypes have a truth in it. So, I mean, it's not like these things come out and I just made it up. It's based on some sort of truth, but it doesn't. Where it becomes muddy water is when you start attributing that to everybody. Then that's where it doesn't hold as much water. But it is based on some sort of truth. It's based on some sort of experience and perspective, and we have to recognize that part.
There's also a lot of issues in the Philippines too, between different tribes and villages and everything. That's just consistently happening that we don't hear about here, we don't know about, but people from those villages and tribes here are aware of them. So some of that stems from that as well. That's one thing I realized after going to IC earlier this year, is there is a lot of infighting. Like, it's insane. Like, like there's a lot of legit tribal wars happening. Like, it's crazy. They were closing roads and stuff, I mean, because of COVID and stuff, but I feel like it's the tribal wars also. That's it's just, I didn't realize how rampant it was. Unreal.
Yeah, when I mentioned that here to like other Filipinos, they're like, that's still going on. I'm like, apparently.
Yeah.
There's tons, and I think even
I mean, there was that.
Even the kids here are up to date, at least with the stuff happening in their villages and stuff.
Yeah, like the pug boys.
Yeah.
Up in.
Yes, I was gonna mention that.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Because I was about to mention that. Like, what's interesting though, what it was the priest from the area that all gathered together to try and speak to the groups in Abra about that, and they found it very challenging because people in the community were trying to, even though they knew what was going on, they were trying to kind of not talk about it and not rat them out in some way. But I think that they figured, I mean, they managed to talk to them. At least there wasn't, because the one thing they're worried about was like a little bit of like tribal war, right? But they managed to kind of settle that in a certain way. Oh, it's already.
I'm pretty sure
because like they were trying to get money for there were people raising money for investigation. Because like over there in the Philippines, you can't just have a normal investigation about an issue like a murder like that. So does anybody want to explain what happened?
I don't know the story.
So basically, there were some folks from. If you don't know about the situation that happened, there was some folks from Basal who went down to kind of like the border of Abra, where there's a river, and I think there was. Can't remember. I think there was 3 of them.
Three of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 of them. They went fishing there, and then what happened is that they didn't come home. And then when they found the bodies were like
mutilated.
They were killed. And then they found out they were killed by a group of people who are from Abra, and they killed them because they were fishing in their territory. And the odd thing is that that's an area where people commonly fish, apparently. So, when that happened, it was a big deal because then a lot of the folks from where they were where the murderers were from, unfortunately, they were trying to kind of keep it on the under, even though they knew who did it. And then the priest from because they were worried about tribal war, tried to come there to kind of like talk to them about it and see if there can be something that can be done, because at least some justice here. So, and I don't know what's the current situation. What was that, Gerald? You were saying that
there's already fighting. I don't know the current situation, but there was definitely fighting already, or like retaliations, I think. Somebody will know.
Oh, wow.
Comment and tell us the updates or anything. But yeah, a lot of the issues over there stem from land and their disagreements with land. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Well, shoot, I mean, they do that. Gangs do that over here in England. So there's so many stabbings because like other people are trying to sell drugs in their area. So then they come over there and they bring their boys and they start like attacking them and someone gets stabbed. Kind of like that tribal. It's like that tribal mentality still kind of happens at a certain level.
Yeah, people are trying to plant rice, certain areas of land, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty common. Yeah, a lot of
the old days. I don't even know about the old days, but like probably still now. But about the water sources. If you mess with someone's water source, oh man, that's like a big deal.
Yeah, I could see that.